Good morning. Hello, hello. Hope y'all had a great weekend. I'm going to give you guys just a minute to get in here. Welcome to Tuesday morning craft and chat, except for we're not going to be doing any crafting today. And I got to get y'all pulled up on here because there's absolutely no way that I will be able to see comments. Y'all say hey as you're coming in, though. I'm going to get you pulled up on here so I can read your comments without squinting. Try to. That is the plan. How was your weekend? If you've seen any of my reels or anything, you know that I had a very good weekend and I have so much to tell y'all. And Wheezy, quit moving. Quit! Wheezy! You can't do that. I'm live. You need to go outside. Okay, log in. Sorry, all of a sudden she decided she was going to play with my tripod stand. And she may continue to do so. We will see. Okay, I'm signing in. Stream started. I'm going to allow that. I'm going to enter the studio. And I'm not going to add that perfect. Where's my comments? All right, I got everything muted. Okay, where's my comments? This is different. I've never done this on here. Chat. There we go. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Mom. Hey, Mariah. Thank you so much for coming. Hope y'all had a great weekend. So, as y'all know, I went to Sonnet's Creative Retreat up in Appleton, Wisconsin this weekend, and it was a blast. I had so much fun, and I also went to the Goodwill outlets while I was there, and that's what I'm going to do today is show you everything that I got, tell you about my weekend. I might show you some of the crafts we did, but first I'm going to grab this crazy little, never mind, she finally went away. Little kitty and put her out if I need to. How do I turn the sound off on that? Thank you, Mom. Now, this is my shirt that I got at the retreat. And I put some makeup on this morning. Okay, I'm not going to look at myself. What I am going to do is, so Thursday morning, I'll just start from the beginning. And I'll just tell you. Thursday morning, I got up at 3 a.m. and I went to the airport in Huntsville, which is about an hour and 15 minutes from me. And I got on an airplane and I flew to Detroit. And then in Detroit, I got on another airplane and I flew to Appleton, Wisconsin. Now, I took a massive suitcase and all I had in it was 3 outfits to wear and, my toiletry bag and stuff. And I had my purse. My pretty, big laptop carrying case purse. So I have plenty of stuff in that as well. I get to Wisconsin, and the first thing I did is get my rental car, and I went straight to the Goodwill. Now, this was just a regular Goodwill, and I did pick up a couple of things there, but I think all of this came from the bins. No, I might have got these patterns at the regular Goodwill. But anyway, we'll go over all that. And then I went to Ye Old Goat, which is where Sonnet's booth is. And I checked out her booth, and there I met with a few ladies that were at the retreat. And Vicki, if you're still in here, I cannot either. So I met Vicki there in person. Vicki's been to quite a few of my lives and stuff. So that was nice. And then, what did I do after that? Oh, Vicki said I need to go to another thrift store. Hello, Joni. I forgot to put the do not disturb on. That's okay. Hey, Barb. Um, what was the name of that one? Some kind of thrift store. Remind me. It has a bunch of names. Some kind of saint something. Anyway, what did I get there? I don't think I found anything there. Maybe one or two things. So then I went on to the retreat, and it was at an old bowling alley, and there were so many people there. I got to meet tons of followers. I got to meet Sonnet in person finally. We've had a lot of phone conversations, and I did an interview on her podcast, and I've done a couple of lives with her, but I finally got to meet her in person, and that was amazing. I got to meet Tara from Reclaimed Ranch. I met Sandra, which I was hoping she would be here today. I met Sandra from Midwest Charm, and we sat beside each other the whole time, and it was great. St. Vincent de Paul, yes. That was the name of that other thrift store. So the first day, I don't remember the order in which things happened, but I do know that our first project, which actually is my favorite, is this bag, and we used a jelly plate to make all the different papers, which is a very fun process, and I imagine it will be very fun to use in my junk journaling as well, because it kind of just makes all these cool backgrounds. So we decoupaged all the papers into a sunflower. Mine took on a whole life of its own, and I do love the purple colors. I think I made it a little bit too big. But see how pretty that is? And last minute, I decided to go around my center because you couldn't see it, and I don't know how I feel about that. But I'm thinking about taking a white marker and just going around all of them, or maybe a fine line pen with white to make it look like it's stitched, you know? That's what I'm thinking about doing. Can y'all hear me okay? I have an echo. Let's just see if I can mute this. Okay. And so that we did that project. And then for our milk paint, Sasha from Sweet Pickins Milk Paint, the creator and owner, I don't know if she's the creator, she is the owner of Sweet Pickins Milk Paint. We did this little project. That is an IOD mold. This is a Connie Lines and Designs paper, and we use Sweet Pickins Milk Paint. And I'm gonna get real close so y'all can see some of that chipping. And we used dark oil wax. Speaking of dark oil wax, I managed to sneak a couple of the sample sizes home in my suitcase, and one of them spilled. Luckily, it was inside my maker's box that we got from Sonnet, and all of the little filler things that are in there seem to soak it all up. So that was good. Hey, Sandra. Okay. Well, I'm having to look at comments on my iPad, and there's an echo coming from it. I keep turning it down. It keeps coming back up a little bit. But yeah, the chippiness from that milk paint was perfect on this one. And then that dark oil wax just really brought it out. Really cute. Okay, I did lose a project. It was a paint inlay project, and I think, I'll get to this later, but I ended up leaving it in the hotel because I was trying to get my suitcase more organized while I was overnight in Chicago, and I think it didn't make it back in the suitcase because I have been unable to find it. So this was Connie's project, and she taught us how to paint sunflowers, and I am no artist. Mine looks like a kindergartner drew it, but I followed her directions, and it's interesting. I don't hate it. I'm going to probably finish it off by decoupaging something on the back. That's not too bad. It's just a little cartoonish looking to me. Thank you. Thank you. I wore it on the way home and I washed it and it fits exactly the same after I washed it. So that is great. Okay, we have Christina from the Turned Leg. We did this project with her. This is one of those Dollar Tree ceiling tiles. And we decoupaged a little piece of paper down. And this was mostly using different color waxes. And I used clear, dark around the edges, and white in the center. And we actually did not put these together there. I did this yesterday when I got back. We had the little spindle and the little base that it sits on, and it's super cute. And I do have to finish off the back of this. This is Eden, DIY Eden, so that'll be really easy just to finish it off on the back, just like I did the front. So the paint and lay project that we did, guess who taught that? Sally with IOD. And she was a little late getting there, so it was like, you know, Taylor Swift walked in the door when she come in to me. It was so fun. Yes, it was so fun. Anyway, I was fangirling over Sally. If you don't know, she is the creator and CEO of Iron Orchid Designs. So that was so fun. I had never met her before. She had no idea who I was, so I just went right up and introduced myself, but we'll get more to that later. So now I'm going to show you what I got at the Goodwill bin. So I got there kind of late on Thursday. I didn't have time to go to the bins. I went straight to the venue pretty much. And then I was exhausted. I had been up since 3 a.m. We got done about 5:30. I went back to my hotel and I crashed, y'all. I did not move. I don't know if I felt a little, I guess it was jet lag, even though I didn't travel that far, but I felt a little sick and I laid down and I went to sleep about 7:30. So I caught up on all my sleep. The mattress was super comfortable. I had a really good night's sleep. She is so sweet. So I slept really good. Got up Friday morning, went back, pumped and ready to go to the retreat. Had the best time all day. I'm so glad I got to sit beside Sandra. She's my new best friend. So yeah, I had a really good time. And anyway, so when I think it was Friday during the last hour of the day. We weren't scheduled to get done until 5. The bins closed at 6, which might have been enough time because what I love, one thing, Appleton was such a cute little town, but you can get anywhere you're going or that we were going in 10 minutes or less, no matter where you're going, hotel, venue, restaurant, Goodwill outlet, nothing's more than 10 minutes away. So I probably could have got in and stayed, but they were having like a Q&A for the teachers. I didn't really have any questions that I needed answered. So I decided to sneak out and I went to the bins, and one of my followers, Susan, actually went with me. I know, she remembered everybody's name. If it had not been for the name tags, and still sometimes the name tags would get turned around, I couldn't remember names. I'm awful that way. Where was I? Oh, so Susan and I snuck out during the question and answer with the creatives, and we went to the Goodwill bins. And at first, I walked in, I was like, okay, I see a lot of clothing bins. But then I started looking on the wall and in the back, and no kidding, I would say it was, first of all, about 3 times the size of my Goodwill bins that I go to. And it was probably half just junk bins. And there was so much vintage stuff. If I had been local and had my car, I honestly could have filled my car. But I was not. So I had to be pretty particular. And I still might have went a little overboard. So let's see what we got. I'm going to start over here. Okay, so Okay, I did get these at the St. Vincent de Paul. Just some little thread spools. They're, this one would be so cute for Christmas, green and white. I normally don't pick up these color, bright colors. I usually don't even get like bright white. I usually just stick with, maybe these were at the Goodwill bins. I don't remember. Anyway, but I got this creamy one and this green one. I might make a little spindle base for each of these. I also got some trim, some lace trim. This was St. Vincent de Paul, and I paid $1.40 for this lace trim. I use especially white lace all the time in paper crafting and stuff like that. I got some vintage patterns, not exactly the ones I want, but still some cute little kitty ones. So I basically use the packaging a lot for ephemera and sometimes the actual, and this is an old McCall's with the baby clothes. And then this one's Cabbage Patch doll clothes. Oh, I got home late Sunday too, and I was flying. We'll get to that. Yeah, y'all went back Sunday too. Fun. Did y'all party all night Saturday night? Being that it took me till Sunday to get home, I wish I could have just stayed in Appleton with you guys. Anyway, it was fine because I got to ride a plane with Sally. We'll get to that too. All right, I also picked up some quilting magazines. These were at the St. Vincent de Paul. I paid $1.40 each for these. My daughter is a quilter. These are vintage, well, 83 and 85. So they're cool vintage. They've also been in this wrap, it looks like, so they're protected really well. I'm going to go through them. I'll probably get some images out for my junk journaling, or I might see if Allison wants these. And okay, that's everything else is the bins. So these were in a box, just a plain cardboard box, but at the bins you can take things apart. And so it had some really pretty envelopes, like a stationery set with some cards. I don't know what the cards say. Oh, a rose by any other name. So those are perfect. I can use these in my journaling. And there was also a bunch of sticker sheets. So that was a no-brainer. This was probably 5 to 10 cents for this. I know. I was so tired too. I did get to the airport in Appleton earlier than need be. It's a very small airport. It takes about 10 minutes to get through security, if that, and you don't have to walk very far. So Sally and I figured out while we were at the retreat that we were on the same flight to Chicago, which was so cool. And we were able to, on the United app, change our seats to sit next to each other. So that was awesome. So we got to the airport. We went to the little restaurant bar, which is actually Fratello's, which was the restaurant that we ate at Saturday. Was it Saturday night? Yeah, I think so. No, Friday night that we ate at. So they have one in the airport too. So we sat there and had a drink and chatted, and we also, okay, Sandra, she was sitting at the table next to us, like right beside me. Like, here's why. Her name was Natalie, and she had the long blonde hair, and she was sitting there, and she was also on our same flight. She was in first class though, so she did not sit with us on that one. But we all sat there and we got to chit chat for like an hour, and that was nice. And it was really kind of relaxing after the hectic some sort weekend that we had had. So that was nice. Okay, where did I get to? Okay, I think this got mixed again because I think I bought this last week here. It does not have a price tag on it, but I'll show it to you anyway. This is a cookie tin. Yeah, Williams and Sonoma cookie tin. It's vintage looking, but I'm going to upcycle it. I just like to upcycle tins, and I like the shape of this one. I also found, this was a good find, Summer House fabric sample book. This one's been cut out already. My phone's already ringing. But look at these fabrics. And I mean, these are a perfect size to use for junk journaling. They're just samples, but that's all I need. But look at the florals. Okay, look at this. I'm going to show them all to you because I haven't looked at all of them. And I've been, oh, look at that one. I just imagine doing junk journal covers with every one of these. Look at that one, blue and yellow. These, when we get to the back, I did look at that. I'm going to tell you the price of the yards of this fabric so you just kind of know the quality of it. Oh, they're getting prettier. I know it does look like the paint inlays. And there's a lot more than I realized in here. I'm going to go with, oh, there's a bird. They're almost, not really William Morris, but maybe a little looking like that. No, I don't like that one. If that one wasn't blue. All right, so it has the amount per yard. The Summer House on a few of these. $66 per yard. $52 per yard. That is unreal. So, yeah, I was super proud of that. It does have the names on the back of these. Okay. All right, I got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books, all vintage. This one says The Victory of Mary Christopher. It's a little book. It's definitely vintage. Let's see. I think this is the one I never could find a copyright on. My phone is going nuts. I forgot to put the Do Not Disturb on. Anyway, I don't know, but it's definitely old. I got a Tom Swift. This is like a reader. I have a few of these. And the illustrations in it is pretty good. It's a children's book. This one's 1954. This is probably the newest one. This one is The Widow LaRouche. It's definitely old. This one's 1905. I was hoping there were some illustrations, but there's not. But we all love to decorate with the vintage books. This one looks gorgeous either way. This is a field crop guide, which is so cool too. Look how good those two look together. This one's 1912. Never ever find vintage books like this at my bins. If the bins here, which is up in Madison, which is still an hour drive away from me, were half as good as that one in Wisconsin, I would be there all the time. All the time. But there's not. I got Gone with the Wind. It's one of my favorites. This one's like, okay, this one is a 60s. It's a reprint, of course. But it's Gone with the Wind, and it's blue. And my dining room is blue, and I have a hutch that has a bunch of books in it. So that's mine. I'm keeping that one. And this one is Tom Sawyer. Again, another children's reader. This one is 1922. Pretty red one. All right, that's my books. You saw one of the books? Cool. Okay, these are just some little 12 mini note cards with 12 envelopes, but they're Laura Ashley, and I have a paper thing. So I picked them up. These are just perfect, just little blank note cards, and I can stick those right in pockets and journals, just like they are. I don't know why I picked this up, but it caught my eye, and it's super light, and I love the little flower on it. I'm going to paint it, distress it, maybe hang something from it. I don't know. And I found a few paper plate baskets. There's 4 of them. They're in good shape. I'm out of these. I've sold every one that I had, so I always pick these up. I found some spindles. Not spindles, thimbles. I didn't ever open these. Let's see. Anyway, I'm not going to get them open right now either. These have animals on them. But I have several little trinket shelves, and thimbles go good on them. This one has a deer and a whale. And these both have ducks. American duck and a mallard drake. 2 little bags of thimbles. Why do I keep saying that? I already opened this. It was in a bag. It's a trim punch. And it works. I opened it yesterday and I tried it. It makes the little squiggly line, which is just as easy to do that with scissors, but it was at the Goodwill bins, so I got it. I got a bag of poker chips. I like to fill vintage. These are vintage poker chips. I have a bunch of these, but they're fun just to fill jars, tie some ribbon around, put a cute little label on it, and sell it as a vintage junk jar. This is an extremely rusty, like, oil can. Somebody painted an image on the back, so I'm not sure about that. The flag's okay. The sheep's a little weird looking, but we could easily just turn it this way, and I'll just probably keep it and put this with my Americana stuff to get out in the summertime. Speaking of rusty crusty, got this strainer. I have a couple of red handle vintage kitchen items. I'll probably stick a little bird nest in this one and hang it up. The plates, they're great for putting on basket gallery walls. I sell them as is all the time. I bundle them up, and usually 6, but this one will be a 4-pack, but I just sell them like they are. But I think people like to put them on their in their gallery walls. That's what I do. So that was a little vintage kitchen strainer, red handle. Already got all the yummy distressing on it. Oh, Sandra, I used the word yummy about something that's not food related. Okay, and I also got this little wheelbarrow. I guess it's a planter. You stick a plant in that for sure, but it's rusty. I probably could have left this one and it would have made my packing a little bit easier. But Sue had picked it out for me there at the bins because I told her to keep an eye out for any of the rusty, crusty stuff, and I really wanted to bring it home. So I did. All right. This one, okay, this rolling pin I actually got at the antique mall, the Yeo Goat, but it's hand carved. It's massive. Look how big it is. And I only paid $8 for it, y'all. In my thrift store, a rolling pin is $8 to $9, especially one this size. So that was at an antique store that I picked up this rolling pin for $8, and I sell these all day long for $12. So I might not be making a huge profit on that, but it's super cool. I'm not going to do anything to this one. It's so big. I'm going to stick it in a crock here at the store. Oh yeah, I do have a little wooden manger scene actually, now that you say that, and I think it would fit in there perfectly. Okay, this is just a wallpaper brush, but these make great vintage decor. I might put a little transfer on this one. I might even rough up and age up the bristles a little bit because they're just a little too new, but I love the wooden handle on it, and I got this at the bin, so it's probably next to nothing. I think total on everything, I spent $60 on everything here. I counted all the items, and I think there's 47 items, so just a little over $1 for every item if you average it out. I did find an older rolling pin at the Goodwill bins. Never would happen here. This one's in great shape. I might paint the handles and leave this one as it is for a bit. Found just some wooden utensils, and while I was at the bins, this one's etched, so that'll be, I don't know if y'all can see the etching in that. It'd be cute painted up with a little something on it. These are fun just to upcycle and stick in a little crock for decor. I got 2 boxes. This one's a recipe box. It's actually, the recipe is like burnt in there, so I might just paint it and distress it. I like the tone of this wood. I love the little handle on it. The hinges work good, so that's probably going to be an upcycle maybe in this week's video, which I'm filming as soon as I get off here. Hey, Jen. Very lovely to meet you too. Thanks for coming. I'm showing my bins haul here. So I also picked up this box at the bins. This is a bleeder, I can see for sure. So this one will need to be sealed before I paint it. It's got a few little spots on it, so I do think painting is going to be the way to go. But it's got all these little brass rivets, I guess that's what they're called. And just lots of interesting detail that will bring out beautifully with some paint. So I'm going to paint that. That might be in this week's video too. Although I already have some items picked out, I might get to some of these as well. These are just some wooden pig cutouts that I could not resist. They're both shelf sitters, or this one even has a hanger on it, but I couldn't resist. I'll probably decoupage on these something. Pigs and cows and chickens and all that still sell really good here in the South, so pick those up. This maybe is one of my favorite finds. I saw the case. It's a leather case. It's worn. It's just great. I love the case just like it is. This is perfect for like sitting in a little vignette, decorating up your bookshelves, all kinds of things. But then I picked it up and it's heavy because it still has, come on, the original binoculars inside there. Now I haven't taken them out yet, and I have not priced them to see how good of binoculars they are. I smell the leather. They work, so I'll check on those later. But I got it for the case and got the binoculars as well. At the Goodwill bins. That means this was probably less than $2. Cool. I never ever find rolling pins. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. No wonder. Here, and if I find a rolling pin at the thrift store, it's $8. So no, thank you. All right, I found just a basic cheese cloche. I'm always going to pick these up. I've got a base out there right now that needs a cloche on it. Somebody just bought the top. This was a cute little, it's got a hanger on it, but it could also be a tray, some more of those pretty rivets. And I really kind of like the apples on this, so it's very primitive. I think I'm going to leave it a little bit and see if it sells as is. Another good find that I cannot believe. This is a Hummel Bell original in the box, 1993. I did open it up. This was at the bins, like floating around in a box. Haven't took it out yet, so let's keep our fingers crossed. I do have a thing for bells. Yep. It's got the vintage look. It's MJ Hummel, 1983. Have not Google imaged this one yet, so hopefully it's worth a lot because I paid very, very little for it. It's got the original box, the original paperwork, everything. Mason has a really good pair of binoculars, so he is not stealing mine. He got a pair for Christmas last year. This is a chessboard, but it's like a, got the little risers, but they unscrew. So I think I'm going to, I don't know, do something with this. Y'all think I should? Maybe I'll put some, I want to make it look more distressed, so I might sand it. I don't know what I'm going to do. I just thought it was cute, so I got it. I picked up 2 of, you should have seen me trying to get these home. I'll get to that in just a minute. What are these? Croquette mallets, but they're vintage, old ones. I'm just going to stick these in a tall crock here in the store. Look at this one. They're both very cool. They're from a different set. You can tell. But I got them home. I got this cutting board. Pretty basic. This will definitely be an upcycle. And this one with the massive hole in it also probably be an upcycle. Okay. I got some of the Mexican blankets. You never find these here. These were in excellent shape. Smell really, really good. I actually picked up 3 of them, but I was so stuffed that I ended up, when I got to the airport in Appleton, my suitcase, they can only be 50 pounds. My suitcase was 51 pounds. So I had to get about 1 pound of stuff out. I took all the blankets out and put them in my carry-on bag, which made it quite heavy, but got my suitcase under the 50 pounds. I do have some chest pieces. I use them for tops of little cloches and stuff, like handmade ones. Anyway, so I get my bags all packed. I've got this massive suitcase. I also don't have it here, but I bought a giant duffel bag at the bins. I do that a lot when I'm there. I'll just get a bag first, put it in my basket, and then just put all my stuff in there so it's easy or just to grab it and go because they don't give you bags at the bins. Where was I going? Oh, okay. So I got my luggage checked, the big one, and I have my big carry-on duffel and my big purse to get on the plane with. No problem. Well, we get on the plane and we sit on the tarmac forever, and they say there's just too many planes taking off. It's going to be a little bit of a delay, but we should still make, good time and get to Chicago in time to catch our flights. So I'm not stressing too bad. I only had a 35-minute layover in Chicago, and O'Hare Airport is massive. If any of you have ever been there before. Speaking of TSA, I'm glad you mentioned that, Jen. When I was checking, or they were checking my carry-on bag, I had put the little bag we got at the retreat that had the conservatory labels mold in it and a couple of other of my, things that I had made. And they pulled it out because of the mold, because of the silicone. So they tested the silicone right there and asked me what it was for and everything. And it was like labels, molds, the silicone mold. So I told them and everything, but I got to take that. That was no problem. So anyway, we're on the plane. Oh my gosh. Sally is such a joy. We had the best conversations, and it was just so easy with us. I just love her to death. We took a selfie on the plane. So we get to Chicago and it's dark by this point. We can see Chicago. And we start going in for a landing. And we're, going down. You can feel when you're in an airplane, you're losing altitude. All of a sudden, he pulls straight back up. And I have never had that done before. Sally and I were both scared to death because we're not, don't extremely love the taking off and the landing of planes. So we were going down, and then all of a sudden he pulls straight back up, and it's 10 minutes before we get any explanation. And for about 35 minutes, we are flying around the city of Chicago. Finally, the pilot comes on and tells us that somebody hit a bird on the runway and we couldn't land until they cleaned it up. A bird. Like, how big of a bird could it be that can stop a giant plane from landing? I don't get that. So anyway, before the plane even lands, I start getting messages from United saying, you're going to miss your flight. We have rescheduled you. We have rescheduled you till 10 a.m. tomorrow. I am devastated. I'm like, are you kidding me? I am going to have to spend the night in Chicago by myself at the airport. I can't do that. They did give me a hotel voucher and meal vouchers and everything, but I'm still in this massive airport with all these bags. It took me an hour to get my checked bag. I could have just left it, I guess, but my medicine was in there. I really needed it, So I had to wait an hour for my checked bag because when that happens and your flight changes, it just takes longer to get things situated. So I finally got my bag, and then I have to find the shuttle to the hotel. But once I got all that done, and I'm lugging around all this massive luggage with all this junk in it through O'Hare for about an hour and a half. My phone's about to die, but I'm still happy as can be because I've just spent the last hour and a half. Oh, yes. I forgot about the happy birthday. So I finally get to the hotel, and it's fine, and it's in a great neighborhood. I'm laying there scrolling through my phone, and I don't know if it was AI or crap or anything, but it comes up that Trump has sent National Guard to Chicago for all the shootings. Oh gosh. I'm okay though. I'm in my room. The door's locked. I'm safe in the bed. My flight's not till 10 in the morning. I caught the 8 o'clock shuttle back to O'Hare, got through security, no problem with all my junk, and I made it home. Sunday. I got home about 2:30 or 3 o'clock. So it was such an amazing adventure. I had the greatest time. I loved meeting everybody. It was just so good to be with all those creative people for the weekend. It really renewed my creative soul. Vintage Soul Creative Retreat. It definitely was. Sonnet did an amazing job putting it all together. And I will like to say that she has a lot of helpers that do a lot for her too. So that was great to see everybody pitching in to help her. And it just reminds you what a great community we have. And I'm so happy to be part of it. And I'm so happy that you guys choose to watch my videos and order from me. Y'all are the absolute best. And yeah, so do y'all have any questions or anything before I get ready to go? I have today, I'm waiting on an IOD order, restock of a lot of the transfers that were out for a long time, and I've already got some orders with them. So as soon as that gets here, I'm going to pack my orders. I've also got to film tomorrow night's video and do some prepping for some Christmas stuff. Some Christmas crafts I definitely want to get to soon. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. I hope y'all enjoyed the little thrift haul today, and all of the adventures that I had. We did talk about Josie. She is doing very well, and she is really getting into her art, and she's doing a lot of pottery. She is doing really well. Sally and I just really clicked. We're like buds now. I even have her phone number. Can you imagine? I'm still fangirling. And she texted me yesterday. It's so cool. All right. Well, I hope that y'all have a wonderful day. I do have a busy day, so I'm going to go ahead and get going on it. I didn't get to go to my son's football game last night, but they lost. So football season is over. That was the playoffs. That was it. So he's a little bummed, but I'm a little stoked that we don't have football practice for a bit. So um, there's that. That's one less thing. All right. I hope y'all have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow night on YouTube. And I hope to see you back here next Tuesday. I know, yeah. Fall, I'm about over fall too. I have plenty. Once we realized we were on the same flight, we looked at our seats, and she was actually sitting right in front of me, but we wouldn't have been able to talk. So you can go on the, it wasn't a full flight, so we just went on there. They did charge us $20 to change our seat. And what's so funny is I changed my seat to be by her, and then they changed her seat for some reason out of the blue, and then charged her $20 to go back to her original seat. So we kind of went through a little bit to sit by each other, but it was totally worth it. Okay, y'all have a good day, and I will see you later. Love y'all.